the Chief Operating Officer of Citizen 93.7 FM, Mr. Salman Salami. Good morning, sir.
Very good morning to you, Shem, and our teaming citizen, super citizen listeners. Very good morning and happy Monday.
Yes, happy New Week as well. And now we head right into reviewing of the papers. Take a look at the Punch newspaper with the cover page that says Coastal Highway will boost 30 million businesses, says Tinubu. Coastal Highway will boost 30 million businesses. And it comes to two riders, the same part funding. Second rider, Tinubu insists landowners will get compensation. 700-kilometer highway, Calabar Coastal Highway, will give 30 million people improved access to production and marketing centers. Tinubu discloses in his remarks to commemorate his first year in office. And then he said, and I quote, on the next 10 benefits of the Lagos to Calabar Coastal Highway, during the period of construction, the road will provide direct employment for thousands of people and indirect employment on the Punch newspaper for this morning. We'll also see on the latest news that our priority is law and order. Army clarifies role in Kano Emirate tussle. Our priority is law and order. Army clarifies role in Kano Emirate tussle. PDP says APC did not work for victory. PDP, APC did not work for victory. And I will see that Okoya not dictating to me, says Oborevore. Also, panic as truck rams into Anambra residential building. Panic as truck rams into Anambra residential building. Suspect arrested as police probe Oguman's death. Suspect arrested as police probe Oguman's death. And now on the top news of the Punch newspaper, it says here that Kano Emirates tussle, Bayero supporters as Sanusi mayor, says Obasanjo. Tinubu's handling of fuel subsidy, Niger coup poor. I would also see the murder of Oyo private varsity student. Federal government suit against 36 governors over LG funds begins. FG suit against 36 governors over local government funds begins. And lastly, here on the Punch newspaper, international consumers owe Nigeria $51 million for electricity, says the federal government. International consumers owe Nigeria $51 million for electricity, says the government. And that's you find on the Punch newspaper this morning. Here we'll take a look at Vanguard News for today, 27th May 2024. The cover page reads, Obasanjo tackles Tinubu on subsidy removal, forex policy, handling of coup in Niger. Obasanjo tackles Tinubu on subsidy removal, forex policy, handling of coup in Niger. Former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo yesterday tackled coup in Niger Republic. Now more news on Vanguard newspaper. It says here, updated, 3 dead, 7 injured in mosque collapse. 3 dead, 7 injured in mosque collapse. Emirship, protest rocks Kano over Sanusi's reinstatement. Protest rocks Kano over Sanusi varsity students killed. Police, 2 abducted Kogi varsity students killed, says the police. And here as well we see that Edo Guba, APC government, INEC Bika as voters registration begins today. Edo Guba, APC government, INEC Bika as voters registration begins today. And now we see that only son of Tunji Braithwaite survives Abuja accident, says the family. Only son of Tunji Braithwaite survives Abuja accident, says the family. Stands still confusion as Lagos shuts road for Tinubu's project commissioning. You find the stories on the Vanguard News. Freezing chemicals. Epileptic power supply, ice block sellers now take to freezing chemicals. And These stories you find on the Vanguard newspaper. While we'll take a look at Daily Trust newspaper this morning with the cover page in Kano. Why we are in Kano. Kano chieftaincy affairs perfected by Governor Yusuf, says the police. Kano chieftaincy affairs perfected by Governor Yusuf, says the police. Tinubu commissions Ogbia Nembe Road in Bayelsa 19 years after. Tinubu commissions Ogbia Nembe Road in Bayelsa 19 years after. Protesters demand APC chairmanship return to North. 5,000 youth to benefit APC youth employability. Emirate, 7 controversies trailing Justice Liman. This is a column and an editorial on the Daily Trust newspaper that you can get your hands on to understand the events happening in Kano this season. And here's what we see that dethroned Emir of Gaya says, I have accepted my fate. Dethroned Emir of Gaya says, I have accepted my fate. Your policies implemented wrongly. Obasanjo slams Tinubu. Your policies implemented wrongly. Obasanjo slams Tinubu. And lastly, Tinubu flags off Lagos Calabar 15 trillion. Tinubu flags off Lagos Calabar 15 trillion naira highway project, says it is my bragging day. You find the story on the Daily Trust newspaper for today, 27th May 2024. And now we'll take a look at Leadership newspaper for today, this morning, Monday, 27th May 2020. No end in sight. Kano Emirate tussle. Protests erupt. It says here that the pathway to peace in the Kano Emirates Council crisis is also taking the hard-line position. Even voices from unusual quarters have joined the fray, calling on the Kano state government to respect the rule of law. Yesterday, supporters of the dethroned Emir of Kano, Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, took to the streets in a peaceful protest. They began the peaceful protest after praying for the dethroned monarch. And similarly, a section of traders in the state joined the protesters of the sacked Emir to call on the state government to obey the court order restraining the reinstatement of Emir Muhammadu Sanusi II. There's more to the story, definitely, so you can get your hands on a copy of the Leadership newspaper with the headline, No End in Sight, Kano Emirate Tussle, Protests Erupt. And I will take a look at more stories here on the Leadership newspaper. It says that Edo Guba APGA candidate urges voters to reject Labour Party. APGA candidate urges voters to reject Labour Party. North Central APC stakeholders seek establishment mission. And we'll also see here as well that Kiari wins Most Outstanding Energy Icon Award. Kiari wins Most Outstanding Energy Icon Award. Children's Day, APM Terminals, School to Sea raises student interest in maritime. Children's Day, APM Terminals, School to Sea raises children's interest in maritime. And we'll also see here that Nigeria showcases digital social investment at APRA 2024. This is stories you find on the Leadership newspaper. And now we'll take a look at This Day Live, This Day newspaper for this morning. It says on the cover page that the deal is done, the dream is realizable. And it comes with 3 riders that says flags of Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway from Akwa Ibom Cross River. And lastly, virtually commissions design procurement for 1,000 kilometers Sokoto to Badagry Highway, 461 kilometer Enugu to Abakaliki to Ogoja. Obasanjo, Tinubu's administration yet to find the right way to handle economy, says Obasanjo Consumers Complaints Resolution. It says that the National Pension Commission, PENCOM, issued a consumer protection framework to boost consumer confidence and ensure the effective resolution of complaints within the pension industry. This framework is designed to provide a robust, transparent, and accessible mechanism for addressing consumer services, and these grievances are vital as they are heard and addressed. Dangote Refinery to begin export of A's approval to refine petrol. Updated, Ibrahim Lamode, former EFCC chairman, to rest in peace, assets at 1 year now to drive Abuja City projects. You find the stories on This Day newspaper. Now we'll take a look at Daily Post newspaper with the cover page that reads, Labour Party crisis, Obi's visit versus Abure's woe. In Broglio, there is constitutional restriction on cross-carpeting, says Agbakoba. There is constitutional restriction on cross-carpeting, says Agbakoba. MS Sanusi holds Maiden Palace Court as 40 council members, and now 2 of Tinubu's key policies necessary but wrongly implemented, says Obasanjo. You find this on Daily Post newspaper for today. And now on the Nation newspaper, it says on the cover page as well that Tinubu lists benefits of Lagos Calabar Coastal Road, and then he says it is my day with Lagos. And we also see more stories here on how ex-EFCC chairman Lamode died in Egyptian hospital. How ex-EFCC chairman Lamode died in Egyptian hospital. Federal government sues governors over local government autonomy. Federal government sues governors over local government autonomy. It says here as well that forces fueling round. Obasanjo subsidy removal, exchange rate policies necessary. Subsidy removal, exchange rate policies necessary. Okpebolo says, don't drag Oba of Benin in the market square. Don't drag Oba of Benin in the market square. Hajj, pilgrims get BCA differential. Hajj, pilgrims get BCA differential. We'd also see that Ms. Clark at 97, as well as Tinubu's credit scheme to address loan sharks excesses, says FCCPC. Tinubu's credit scheme to address loan sharks excesses, says FCCPC. That is a federal competition aim will help to close the gap and reduce, and the agency's acting executive vice chair today in Abuja, Abdullahi, who was reacting to unethical practices by some unregistered digital money lenders to their customers, said the federal government scheme would enable Nigerians to access soft loans without collateral. And the FCCPC boss said the scheme would also help to reduce the rate at which Nigerians patronize unregistered loan applications that were prone on newspaper. I would also see here that NHIA says federal government reviewing doctors' fees. NHIA, federal government reviewing doctors' fees. That is the notation fees paid to healthcare providers under the NHIA. That's under the NHIS, pardon me, that's the National Health Insurance Scheme. Capitation fees are the payments or grants to a doctor or school, among others, determined by the number of patients, pupils, or customers that are served. And this move addresses long-standing concerns from hospital proprietors involved in the scheme. You find that on the Nation newspaper. And lastly, before we inauguration of varsity, the teacher who flogged a pupil to urges stakeholders harness tourism. And here we see as well that governance Monday, that is Monday, federal government postpones inauguration of varsities governing councils. Nasima says with current rate is interest rate regime. And lastly, Governor Bagos salutes Governor Bala Mohammed for inspirational leadership. Governor Bagos salutes Governor Mohammed for inspirational. As described his Bauchi State counterpart, Senator, the governor stated this when he received governor has set a pace that will serve as an example for any leader who is willing to serve his people. And that's why we'll call it good morning, looking at the stories from across the papers. But then again, at the half-hour mark, we'll be back here to review this on 0903 2229797 0903 2229797 or 0818 2222205 0818 2222205. You can call us at the half-hour mark, so we'll review the papers together and then you can that we will be looking at this morning. Many thanks for staying tuned. Welcome back to Citizen 90 in the papers alongside our in-house analyst, Mr. Salami. And it's also important to once again note that our listeners can call us on 229-7205 0818-2222205. And now this morning we will kickstart this day's review with the story, one of the recurring story from across all the days. My day to brag as a happy man, says the president. Work to start from Cross River, Akwa Ibom simultaneously with Lagos. And lastly, he said that sections 1 and 2, it says that coastal highway will boost 30 million businesses. And that was said by the president, and bonus will get compensation 700 kilometer event. But then again, Mr. Salami, what
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has put it succinctly, and he has addressed Nigerians. Well, where we always have problem is at the implementation stage, and we believe that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will get it right. It is also our prayer that he does get it right. That is our prayer. He has said it all, that it will start, that the super highway, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Super Highway will start from Cross River, Akwa Ibom and Lagos simultaneously. And that, it will boost 30 million jobs, businesses. It will further trade and tourism. Is that landowners. Aba Coastal Highway is the same. This government, the bountiful dividends of democracy.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Salami, for that. Now, another story that we know has been is quite recurring as well across these 36 governors of the 36 states of the Federation to grant full autonomy to the local governments in their domains. And the federal government is urging the Apex Court for dissolution of democratically elected local government leaders for local governments. Mr. Salami, sir, what is your take on this?
Well, Attorney General, I was so happy. So happy because I know it's antecedent. I know where it's coming from and I know the stuff is made of. He has shown it by suing the 36 governors that the local government is a separate and appendage of the state government. The federal government, you have the state government, but the governors at times behave as if the local government chairmen are their boys, and no, it is for so many reasons. The administration, at least as of to the people, it only means that the people at the grassroots will feel is the closest to the people. We listen. Apart from that, the autonomy will guarantee the exclusive usage that what the Attorney General has done is done of the suit.
Okay, thank you very much. And now, on the Vanguard newspaper, policy handling of coup in Niger, and on the Daily Trust newspaper, he said that your policies implemented wrongly. Obasanjo slammed Tinubu. He says that former President Olusegun Obasanjo has described President Bola Tinubu's policies on just position is coming as Tinubu's government rolled out activities marking his 1-year anniversary. He zeroed in on 3 decisions of the administration, which includes fuel subsidy, exchange rates, and the dealing with military coup in Niger Republic. And now, before I pass the mic on to our in-house analyst, our listeners would like you to call in on 0818-2222205. Let us hear your own take as well. Let's hear your side. Contribute to the, review the 229797. And now over to you, Mr. Salami.
Former President Olusegun Obasanjo is a man of destiny. OBJ, as is fondly called, is on. But just like Achebe said, that those who had their kola nut, that the policy, the President Bola Tinubu policy, is right and necessary, but wrongly implemented. Especially, he mentioned the 3 policies as it, and the I keep on saying this, that Baba Obasanjo is a radical. There is a progressive radical, and you cannot take it away from him. But I would rather plead that since Baba has unfettered access to whoever, privately, instead of coming public or coming to the public to express his well-reasoned and articulated views on national issues. Well, Baba was a president, not only a president once, not twice, and I want to believe that he has not been, and I'm not, since the channel of community government is so that it's understood.
Perceptions Kano over Sanusi's reinstatement of Bayero. Northern youths seek Tinubu international but demands end to government. From the story.
Tell me something else. And we pray that it will not snowball into a crisis or chaos, as it was. As one lawyer has called sub judice. But it be told, there is the need for caution on both sides. Both the state government, the state legislature, and the supporters of the returned emir is embraced respect.
Is circumspect. But then again, here is a story on the Nation newspaper. It says that Atiku eulogizes Clark at 97. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has congratulated elder statesman Chief Edwin Clark on the celebration of his 97th birthday. A statement by Atiku's media advisor Paul Ibe quotes the former vice president as describing the elder statesman as a significant pillar from the old order that fortifies our fortress. Over to you, Mr. Salami.
A significant pillar. And our elders remain the flag. Live longer. At 97, God has been kind to him. That is longevity par excellence. And we wish Baba many more fruitful years on earth. May elders, we will not have a shortage of elders in our
one good elf. But then here's a story on HAFO that Anti-Graft Commission, Former Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, tree stone removal at a hospital in Egypt. The Nation has learned, and the former EFCC chairman died on Saturday. Mr. Rami, what do you have to say in regards to this?
This is a terribly bad news. I was stupefied. I was flabbergasted. I was not happy at all when I heard the news. And very early this morning, when the head of news of Citizen FM came in, I said, Lawrence, we had a repeat of what happened to May 11, the publisher of the weekend class, and asked to remove fibroid, and she died on the slab. Lamode too, in order to seek Medicare for the wife. It was then he realized that he had kidney stone to be removed. He got medical advice. We are getting it right. A quarter of a century. We have been practicing democracy for the past 25 years. This is the longest in the history of this country. For some of